laws, you know what I'm saying, the gun laws that were put in place, the mandatory minimums and whatnot. I think a long time ago when those laws were put in place, they were put in place to go against people who looked and acted like us. Now, as recent history has shown us, from the tragedies, whether it's Columbine, whether it's in Connecticut, whether it's the movie theater over there in Illinois, it ain't people who look like me no more who we need to be protected from. And everybody who had those guns to commit those crimes, they didn't have no felonies on their record. They had legit guns, and I don't care, every gun they found in my house, I had about 52. Every gun they found in my house, that was one that couldn't be used against me. You know what I'm saying? And I had never picked up no gun or no other weapon to go out and do nothing to no innocent nobody ever. You know, and I am a felon. So I'm just saying that the laws are in place, but I mean, it's blatant at this point in time where you can kind of see, okay, so that law was put there because they didn't want people who look like me to have a gun. But now, it's people who don't look like me who got them, playing by y'all rules, and it ain't working, is it?
For a long time. We finally got it reduced somewhat, but it's still not equal to powder cocaine. And so, I am the ranking member now of the Financial Services Committee. I've just introduced a piece of, well, it hasn't been introduced yet, but we're introducing a piece of legislation that will create criminal charges and big fines for the biggest banks in America who launder drug money. Now, and let me tell you why that's important. While you have young people who have been sentenced to long sentence time for small amounts of crack cocaine on the streets, the boys in big suites in high places who have been laundering the drug money, and that money, they could not have that money if they couldn't launder it.
Sure.
Or basically responsible for what is happening on the street. So,
this is my problem. This is my problem, Ms. Waters. This is my problem, okay? If you are a crack dealer, or a cocaine dealer, or a weed dealer, or whatever it is, if you doing that, you go out there, you doing wrong, you should be held accountable. If you get caught, you already know, you hit, you gone. But if somebody else go out there and they raping kids and they raping women and they get out before I get out, and I got a problem with that because I ain't done nothing to the punishment. It no longer fits the crime. You know, that is I mean, of course we can get to big money launderers and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, if a drug dealer can do more time than a rapist, then I think this country off on the wrong foot.
I want to make sure I want to make sure that we get Brandon and Melvin back in this conversation, and I want, the big homie Snoop, since he is the inspiration and the motivation for all this, to get the final word. But Ryan, Melvin, Brandon, what are the commitments that you're going to leave here with so that we can act in the same movement?